Man, unbelievable game, young team. Knew we were going to have our hands full coming into this building, especially about how the game went last year. And to bring a young team, 2 starters down into an environment like this, didn't know how they were going to respond. We started off slow and kind of fought back into the game and took the lead at half and kind of calmed the guys down and basically stuck with our game plan on Lamonte and Jordan, and it worked, man. I mean, those are 2 terrific players, 2 senior guards. To have them shoot like this, I don't think they'll ever shoot like this again in their career. But it just, everything worked in our favor. We tried to make everything hard for those 2 guys because we knew that they were the guys that were going to, if they were going to win, it was going to be through those 2 guys. So just really proud of my team for sticking to the game plan. It means a lot, man. This is a terrific team. You know, they work really hard. I've watched every game like 2 or 3 times. We had a full week to prepare for them. So this win is big for us for a lot of reasons. You know, we weren't picked to win, and coming into a building like this and to get this win is huge for our city and for our team.
Do you think your team and you would get some respect for winning in an environment like this against a team like this?
I would hope so because it's really tough to win it here. I mean, you got to come in here and win 31 games in a row. I mean, but if it doesn't matter. We're going to keep plugging away. We're going to keep working. We couldn't get the ball in, so I was frustrated, you know, and with a 3-point lead, and it still ended up happening. What I didn't want to happen happened. There's Boogie getting on the baseline, and we told him that they're going to trap. But being a freshman, he held the basketball, so I took my jacket off because I was a little frustrated.
Penny, did you request a police escort coming into the game?
No, sir.
Okay.
But I appreciate it, though.
Okay.
Going back to Orlando, I think they were hurt because, I mean, obviously, man, I know last year what I said after Coach Barnes, you know, press conference or whatever happened. When I read those statements today, it kind of made me cringe a little bit. So I kind of understood what was going to happen, you know, because I felt like it got misunderstood. But then when I read it, it wasn't a good look. And he and I talked about a little bit at half court, and you know, that'll never happen again. Well, we knew they were going to slow the ball down. We knew that they weren't going to do anything fast. We felt like that if we just kept putting pressure on their guards and making them take tough shots, that we could get back into the game. And if we were just doing too much one-on-one, we needed to move the ball from side to side. They did a great job in their game plan, playing up the line, overplaying the passing lanes. The show, I mean, what can you say about John Fulkerson, man? That dude might be the hardest working kid in America, seriously. He did so good on pick and rolls all night, we could never make him fold. So, I mean, we just kept saying move the ball from side to side. Huge, because we went to our defense, double fist is what it's called, and we went to that trap, and we trapped them everywhere, and they really didn't take advantage of it. They had the freshmen on the floor, even though Pember, I remember him from high school playing, you know, coaching against him. I knew he could shoot it, but I felt like the pressure of the game and the pressure that we were putting with that group with Bowden and E. Pons on the sideline, I felt like that we could put pressure on them, and they helped us in the last 5 minutes of that quarter, of the half. Yeah, well, we work on that, man. I mean, we really drill on the offensive end, even though we're trying to be defensive-minded. But we do know at the end of the day you got to execute, especially on the road. And for a young team to be able to do that, you got to still knock the shots down, but we executed really well. It's not even about being vindicated. It's just about coming into an environment, down 2 starters, and winning a tough game. We knew it was going to be tough. And it's not even about being vindicated. It's about keeping the streak going. Keeping these guys' confidence high, and just keep working.
Penny.
It says a lot, but you know, when you have a young team, you just really don't know. We were well prepared, but you never can account for the nervous energy. And last week at UAB, I think they took those guys lightly, and they jumped on us. And this week, I think it was just too much. They were too hyper to get into the game because they knew what kind of game it was going to be. But that's what you're going to get with young teams. Yeah, I mean, they shot 15 for 60 from 2 and 4 for 26 from 3. I mean, I think that was a lot. That had a lot to do with us. We got the ball into the guys' hands who we wanted to shoot. Even though Josiah, he started off pretty hot. He stopped shooting the ball, though, which was, you know, we wanted E. Pons and the other guys that were coming off the bench to shoot the shots and not Jordan or Lamonte.
Penny,
No, I want him on the line every time. I'll take him over anybody on this team. He's won 6 state championships in a row as a basketball player when he was in high school, or 6 out of 7 years, and he's a winner. So I want him on the line, make or miss.
Penny, when you
Okay. That I was proud of them, because even though we gave them the game plan in a hostile environment, they still went out there and executed it. I mean, this was an NCAA tournament game on the road, and for a young team, man, it just keeps building confidence.
Penny, when you to your left, all the way left. There you
Oh,
go.
I'm sorry.
That's all right. When you miss 12 of your first 13 shots and you're 12 minutes into this game and nothing is going right with that kind of atmosphere in here, they've won 31 in a row, and you got a young team bringing it. Did you think this was doable?
Yeah, I did. I've been in so many situations like this as a basketball player first, and now as a coach in the last couple of years, and just as recent as last week. So if we wouldn't have had the game that we had at UAB, could have been a little different, but we came back from down 20 points. We felt like with the way the flow of the game was going that we just had to calm down offensively and keep plugging away at those two guys. No, I would love to keep it going. Like I said, it just kind of got out of hand last year. I've always had respect for Coach Barnes. It just kind of got out of hand last year after it was over, and I could take credit for my part. But this rivalry needs to stay, not because we won today, because it's just a great rivalry. There's so many people that live in Memphis that went to UT that I know, family that went to UT. My cousin started here his freshman year, LaMarcus Golden. So it's like there's ties both ways. So even though it kind of got out of hand last year, I think it should continue. I think this was a building win for us, meaning like everybody in that building, from the trainer to the GAs to the managers, everybody that had any part to do with these kids just getting prepared and ready to go to play this game. It takes everybody, man. And honestly, as a team, you can only keep preaching, man. We're down, but we're not out. And we just keep fighting, man. I'm sorry? I think it's the best win of my college career. I mean, anytime you can, a 31-game win streak. It's a lot of 31 teams came in here before us. I think that's big. Make them uncomfortable and try to make the ball find somebody else. Because the tapes that we watch, man, they're just so dominant at what they do. And there's a lot of pressure on those two guys. And, I know that they'll figure it out because they got the young guys that come off the bench. Those guys will figure, because they're talented, they'll come off more focused, because by the time conference starts, more teams are going to try to take those two guys out. So our style was to basically not let them get comfortable at all during the game.
Tyler Harris's play at the end of the first half, where he went coast to coast, was really on that drive.
Yeah, well, Lamonte Turner had him, and we were just trying to go at him offensively to wear him down, and defensively. So anytime he guarded one of our guys, we were just trying to get them to go one-on-one. And then full court, made a good move on him and got a layup. So that was we knew that Tyler could do that because we were just trying to play mental games with him.
At the end of the game, checks a lot of boxes with you. I know you don't like to look forward, but it checks a lot of boxes. Being against a ranked team on the road, how do you build from this before so they don't feel bad?
Man, you just got to stay hungrier. We're nowhere where we need to be, but we're winning good games and winning tough games. And I told them we were the higher-ranked team coming in here, even though it's a hostile environment. We have to act like it. And moving forward, we have to protect against overlooking anybody. It just is what it is. We can't overlook anybody. With a young team, you got to push them every single day. Even though they don't like it, we push like we're playing a national championship game every single day with this young group.
Penny, when Precious picked up that fourth foul in the second half, what was kind of going through your mind at that point?
Well, I was already thinking ahead when he got his third and when DJ got his third. I kept going down the bench talking to Isaiah Maurice and Lance Thomas like, hey, man, you guys might have to finish this game. Just stay locked in. My thing was I was just trying to make sure the other guys, in case they fouled out, were going to be ready to go. Man, really just sharing the ball. Even the turnover at the end when Lamonte, who does that very well, he jumped the ball and knocked the ball out of bounds, and they awarded it to Tennessee. Alo should have passed the ball. As soon as he lunged at him, he should have passed the ball. So we really got to continue to work on getting rid of the ball when people, come to double team us. I think sometimes we feel like we can beat that double team, but really got to be smart on how we share the ball. We only had 5 assists today, and that's not nearly enough. Thank you.